How's everyone doing? Today I'll be doing an unboxing review for Exorcist 2 The Heretic on Collector's Edition Blu-ray from Scream Factory. And if you've seen Exorcist 2 The Heretic, definitely let me know what you think of it, and let me know what your favorite exorcism/possession movie is. So leave me a comment down below. But now let's go ahead and take a more in-depth look at Exorcist 2 The Heretic on Collector's Edition Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Let's check it out. And here we go. This is Exorcist 2 The Heretic, the Collector's Edition Blu-ray from Scream Factory, the horror division of Shout Factory, with some newly commissioned artwork right here, with Pazuzu in the locust form. And there's the Collector's Edition at the top. John Boorman's film of Exorcist 2 The Heretic. John Boorman, a phenomenal director, did Deliverance, directed Excalibur, involved with a lot of great films, directing, producing wise. And then a Richard Lederer production. So really nice slipcover for it, with newly commissioned artwork with all the different swarm of locusts right there. And I definitely like the scenes set in Africa a lot, especially when they talk about the locusts and all the swarms coming. I kind of wish they utilized James Earl Jones a little bit more in the film, but definitely great to see him in there. And here's the spine with the title right there. And then it's a 2-disc set. And there's the locust form again of Pazuzu. And then you've got Scream Factory right there, the Blu-ray. Here is the back. You've got a synopsis of the film, some blurbs, and then special features. Again, this has 2 cuts of the film. This is 117-minute and 102-minute versions. It's interesting because the 102-minute version, you can definitely tell that it's cut down. You feel like certain things are absolutely missing from it. And then the 117-minute version, you kind of feel like there's certain scenes that are kind of unnecessary, like the tap dancing scene. It's actually funny because in the interview right here, one of the ones from Linda Blair, she talks about Reagan don't tap dance. I love that. This is actually a really good interview with her right there. It's a new interview, and then you've got new commentary with a special project consultant Scott Michael Bosco. You get a teaser and theatrical trailer, still galleries, and again, new 2K scans of both cuts of the film from original film elements, and a new audio commentary with director John Boorman on the longer cut. So again, I definitely appreciate the interview with Linda Blair, talking about her experience with it and talking about different scenes that she was uncomfortable with, including with Richard Burton towards the end, and how much she admired Richard Burton and loved the experience of working with him on this film, and how the cuts of the film ended up being different than the initial script. So I thought that was very interesting and a really good special feature. And Exorcist 2 The Heretic is about Father Lamont, played by Richard Burton, who is questioning his faith after an exorcism, and the church is trying to decide whether or not to charge him with heresy, and they decide to put him on the case to investigate the death of Father Marin, obviously played by Max von Sydow. And basically he gets involved with Linda Blair, Reagan, and she's claiming to have not remembered anything from the exorcism and the possession, and she's seeing this special psychiatrist, and they meet there, and they do this new kind of like mind connection thing where they're hooked up with this machine, and they kind of are able to connect and see different memories and visions. And then he gets this vision of Pazuzu, and he's trying to find James Earl Jones, who's able to kind of stop Pazuzu essentially briefly with help from Father Marin. And so he's seeking out James Earl Jones, and so he goes to Africa, and there's some really nice scenes there in Africa actually, and I thought the visuals were stunning. And then he goes back to confront Pazuzu, and Reagan is there, and really strong and crazy climax to the film. One of my favorite parts of the movie is the climax, and there's some scenes that are just kind of quirky and offbeat, like the tap dancing scene, other scenes like that, and I understand they're trying to build the connection there, but it just felt kind of out of place. Again, I really like the visuals, especially in Africa. Wish they would have utilized James Earl Jones a little bit more, and the climax was really over the top, crazy, strong, but it's more dramatic than scary as far as the film as a whole. Again, the climax does have some good thrills and scares. There's a great atmosphere, but overall it's not on the same level as the first film.
But it's still very good acting performances across the board, especially from the main leads right there, Richard Burton, Linda Blair, and James Earl Jones. But let's go ahead and take the slipcover off, and you can see there is the old school artwork right there. And you've got the cast and the collector's edition. It's 4 years later. What does she remember? Yes, it's 4 years after the original. And then you've got the spine right there with Linda Blair's face, Reagan, and Scream Factory, Exorcist 2, The Heretic, and then just the same stuff that was on the back as far as a synopsis of the film. Different picture right there. That's a pretty good picture right there from the climax. And special features. And let's go ahead and open this up. And I like the reversible artwork aspect. You've got the 2 discs right there, the original cut with Pazuzu, and then you've got the original home video cut with Linda Blair, Reagan. And then again, you have the newly commissioned artwork, which you can take out right there and switch it around however you like it. But I prefer seeing the newly commissioned artwork and then opening it up and seeing the old school artwork. I think that looks pretty cool. So you get a chance to see both artwork choices. And as far as the video quality, again, it is new 2K transfers from original film elements, and does have a kind of soft look, but that actually works for the visuals, especially giving it that kind of dreamlike feel, especially at times when they have the dream sequences and the visions and the memories and the flashbacks and things like that. And there is some inherent grain present, which again works for the authentic feel and time of the film. I like that they didn't clean it up too much. While it is clean and detailed, it still has that kind of vintage feel to it, and that works really well. And the audio is also very good too. While it is soft, it is clear and dynamic, especially with the dialogue. One of the things that I really enjoyed the most about this film are the visuals and the acting and the climax. It's not on the same level as the first one, not nearly as scary. It's more kind of dramatic, but it does have some scares and very atmospheric overall. So this is definitely the definitive version for Exorcist 2, The Heretic, on Collector's Edition Blu-ray from Scream Factory. So there you go. There's my unboxing review for Exorcist 2, The Heretic, on Collector's Edition Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Again, let me know if you've seen Exorcist 2, The Heretic, and what you think of it, and let me know what your favorite exorcism/possession movie is. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.